Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table. It's a Tuesday, not a Monday, but a Tuesday, and we are here in the studio with the Beamer.
Oh, my goodness. Ann, of course, is under the ocean somewhere in Cozumel. Like, she can't take two vacations at once.
I think she's in a clamshell.
But seeing how I just got back from a nice vacation.
How was that?
It was great.
Yeah.
In fact, your opening...
the music?
Yes, it sounded just like we were at a famous jazz club Saturday night in North Hollywood called the Baked Potato.
Well, that's our old 726 music.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it kind of picks you up in the morning, doesn't it?
Well, thank gosh.
Something needs to pick you up.
Thank goodness.
After that long weekend, I tell you what, I lounged too much.
You know what? I didn't realize that there was a long weekend until I was in the middle of my vacation. And I'm like, wait, I'm not coming back Monday.
I took a day off for no reason.
I had to call Stephanie and leave a new promo on her phone.
Yeah.
Because I said I was coming back Monday. And no way, no one's going to be here.
And your password changed.
My password changed?
Oh, my gosh, what a fiasco.
I told you to be prepared when I left.
I know. Well,
thanks for picking an easy one.
Here's what happened. Well, we changed the password.
Yeah.
And then Ann changed it. I don't want to blame her, but I do the same thing. When you change it and they don't let you see what you're typing for the new password,
right?
Whatever she typed was not the password that worked.
Aha!
The second time. And then we used the password all week, and then on Friday, the day that she was gone, it wouldn't work for me.
Oh my goodness!
Don't you love just?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
No, I know, and I don't understand why we cannot keep the same password forever and ever and ever and ever. I don't care who gets in our stuff. I really don't.
Yeah.
But
what have we got?
Thanks for making it easy.
Oh,
the password.
Oh, the password?
Yeah.
Hey,
Beamer 2025 exclamation point. There you go.
You just told everybody how to get into your stuff.
I don't care. What are they going to get?
I want them to get into my stuff. Get rid of some of my stuff. I've got too much stuff in there.
So we've got, I come back from California. It's 85 and sunny.
Oh, in California.
Yeah, and I get back here, and what it does, we get like 25 inches of rain in 3 days.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's chilly. It's back in the wintertime again.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to pick up. We do have a mostly cloudy day for the rest of the day on hand with a high near 71. So looks like we got a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 7 tonight, of course, with a low around 55. Tomorrow, dense fog. Could be some areas of that when you're driving into work.
I didn't know how dense it is.
If you can't see through it.
Okay.
If it's opaque.
If the cow comes up on you like 1 second instead of 5.
You know what? It's cows and deer here, right? You know what? It's Fast and Furious drivers on the freeways of Los Angeles.
Boy, you got to learn how to drive.
I about got clipped. This guy was coming through like Vin Diesel. Yeah, Fast and Furious.
But he didn't clip you, did he?
No, but I saw in my passenger rearview mirror, he was like millimeters close to that door handle.
Jeez.
But otherwise, I didn't have any.
I think they drive that like that every day.
Oh, they do. Here's California freeways. Get on the on-ramp as fast as you go. Hammer the gas and hang on.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Keep up with them. 80, 85, it don't matter. Whip it all the way out. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem driving LA freeways. Never have. Used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
So when I go back there, it's really not a problem. You just got to watch out for the Fast and Furious.
I lived in a metropolitan area when I was a lot younger and learned to drive in like 6-lane traffic.
Right.
And you just get used to it.
You do.
And then when you come to Arkansas, you want to drive. You feel like you need to drive that fast, and you go, why is everyone driving 40 miles an hour here?
Right.
But then you just get used to it.
Where do we leave off on the weather?
I think
before
Wednesday.
We swirled
We're
off?
on Wednesday.
That would be areas of dense fog before 9. Otherwise, mostly sunny Wednesday. Is that tomorrow? With a high near 75, I'll take that all day long because everything's wet. And my tomato plants are
how's your plants doing after
kaboom. Kaboom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to throw this in. My best friend Terry, who lives in Nixa, during that storm that come through. We were watching. He had a tree come down in his yard, just missed his house, took out his fence, took out all his vegetable plants. His kid was there. His kid was there, and he called, "Dad, we have a problem." there's a tree in the yard. Anyway, so we're hoping for a mostly sunny tomorrow. Maybe a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 a.m. Wednesday night. Looking ahead to Thursday, more showers in the forecast, mostly cloudy with a high near 70. Same thing for Thursday night, sunny and a high near 76 for Friday. I think we'll take that for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you
And
go.
the weekend looks pretty good. Looks like there's still some rain in the forecast on Saturday. Sunday looks pretty clear. It's going to be up to 82 degrees on Sunday.
And
So
Monday,
that's
back on a
something.
Monday was sunny and a high near 84,
Yeah.
so we'll take that. Yeah, my tomatoes are, oh, my daughter's calling. Hi, Sarah, I'm doing another show. I'll call you in a few. Okay, bye.
I'm doing another show.
I'm doing another
I'm
show.
doing back-to-back marathon shows
That's
here.
right. With vertigo.
How's that going?
It's horrible, Dan. It's really horrible.
When did it start?
It started before I left. I just didn't know it.
I mean,
I
was
did
there
not-
something that you did, or did you
No.
hit your head on concrete?
No.
or?
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But it festered. I had to go to urgent care while I was out there on vacation.
Did they help you
They
in any
gave
way?
me some anti-vertigo medicine.
Yeah.
It helps off and on.
Huh.
So anyway, I do have a
Okay.
doctor's appointment tomorrow at 10.
Are you able to drive?
I probably shouldn't, but I haven't bounced off of anything.
If you swerve, then everything's straight.
I have one of those cars that keeps you in the lane.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
Was it beep or just makes you stay in the lane?
It beeps and it yanks you back over.
Does it really?
I'm good. Yes.
That's good.
I'm an old person car.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, I want to let people know we've got a phone interview today.
Oh, we do.
Yes, her name is Michelle Underwood. She's from up around Marshfield, Missouri.
Okay.
Up around where the Laurel's Ingalls Museum is.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think she's one of the curators there.
The Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum.
And she wrote a book behind the scenes of that.
Have you ever been up there in Ava, Mansfield, up in there?
I went up there for the Cherry Blossom Festival here about a month ago. Yeah, and met her.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
where I got her to consent to the.
Very nice. Yeah, I took the kids up to the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum and.
It's just a little
home-
house, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, they got
It's
a
a
few
little place.
places. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
good. My daughter was really into Little House on the Prairie then.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to be talking to her a little bit after the first break, and yeah, we'll do that. Did you want to talk about Capaldi's? They're doing that auction.
Oh my gosh, there is an auction today. MoarkBigDeals.com.
Yes.
MoarkBigDeals.com. There's an auction today. It is for an 18,000 BTU mini split.
A mini
Air
split.
conditioner. Right. That's
Air
where.
conditioner and heater.
Yes, and
Yes.
it all works from inside your house.
Yeah.
There is a unit outside, but you have like a panel. I have one in my master suite,
Okay.
and it works great. I love them.
Yeah.
So they're auctioning off one today. Capaldi's one-stop heating and cooling, okay? They're auctioning off this mini split, installed, the whole 9 yards. I think it's worth $4,500.
Yeah.
The first bid this morning started at $2,500. I don't know what
Okay.
the bids are now, but I would make a bid on this if
Yeah.
you're looking to replace or add in addition to for your summer cooling. One-stop heating and cooling. Auction
Yeah.
today, MoarkBigDeals.com. Go there.
You might get a great deal on this thing.
It's a fantastic deal.
And it also includes the installation.
Yes.
They install it, and they insulate it to where no wind comes through the wall.
Yes.
Actually, they said you don't. It's not in the wall.
No, it's not. It's hanging on the wall.
hanging on the
There's
wall.
a hole. There's a hole where the lines come through. That's
You got to
it.
have that. Yeah.
Right. Because
Okay.
everything operates from inside the house.
And they do the installation, so no worries.
Yeah. So, MoarkBigDeals.com. If you're looking for a unit like that, they're fantastic. Get on there and make a bid.
Make a bid.
I've already been buying stuff on there.
MoarkBigDeals.com.
Yep.
I was on your email this morning, and you had a receipt there. You did something.
I bought something.
I saw it.
I was out of a coupon.
Yeah, it was.
I was out
it
of
was
a coupon.
necklace of some kind.
Yeah. Whatever.
Did you get a coupon?
I got a coupon.
Got a coupon?
I use it. Yeah. Look, smart people save money. Mohawk Big
They
Deals.
do. Yeah. I tell you what, the richest people in the world are the misers of the world.
My friend James in California. He is the richest.
Cheapskates.
Yeah, he is a miser.
Hey.
But for everybody else, he just shells out the
best things you can buy are at a secondhand store, because that's where all the rich people
Right.
get rid of their stuff.
Did I tell you about my shirt this morning?
Is that a Temu shirt?
No, it's not a Temu. This is Charlie Sheen actually wore this shirt on the set of
he did not.
2.5 Men. Yes, he did. There was a big story because I wear Temu shirts that look like Charlie Sheen shirts.
You like
right.
Charlie Sheen
This
shirts.
is 100% silk. And you got to feel how heavy. Yeah, he
Now,
actually. We were talking to my friend James in California and said, "Hey, I wear these shirts. Terry calls me Charlie Sheen. He's like, I got a shirt from the show in my closet. Here, take it, Kevy." That's what he said. Take it. So here you go, an official.
Wow.
Charlie Sheen worn on the set of. There's no alcohol smell or vomit or any white powder.
I noticed on the back it says winning.
Winning. Is that what he said? Winning.
Winning.
There's some kind of thing on the bottom here, a little
authentication.
I don't know, but hey, this is
all right.
Yes. So he picked this up and he's had it in his closet for a while, and he walked in and said,
"Where did he pick it up?"
They have stores out there that you can buy clothing from movie sets,
previously used.
Yes. Yeah. So this is a Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
One on the show. So anyway,
nice.
I thought I'd sport that in.
Well, I'm going to go back and I'm going to start looking at every episode to see if I can find that shirt.
You know, I thought about that, but
you should.
Who's brain dead enough to do it? There's the shirt.
Let's do a topic to ponder.
All right, let's go.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
All right. This week, a little different.
Good.
And it's about, I don't even know what it's about. Let's see, this is about family.
Okay.
What is everyone's favorite thing to do at family events?
Eat.
That's
Come on,
the
it's
first
number
thing.
one.
That's
right?
the number one.
Everybody's bringing food and drink.
Yeah.
And then you get together for.
Now, when you get together with your family, do you play games or you get out in the yard and drink beer and play football? What's the deal? Or used to. Maybe you don't now, but.
All of that.
Yeah.
Not so much on the drinking. We've never been a big drinking family, so we didn't bring cases of Keystone Light.
Yeah. Well, if it's kids there, it's all about the kids anyway. So whatever they want to do.
I mean, family events could be anything: birthdays, anniversaries, baby showers. I've been to a bunch. Lately, and it's all about the food and the fellowship.
Yeah, the fellowship. Yeah. Okay. Well, our graphic is up on around the table. If you want to go there and answer that question, it's a kind of a family thing. What's everyone's favorite thing to do at family events? I'd love to hear some bizarre answers.
Oh, I bet you there are. And let's see.
Yeah.
Because family members at family events are the best. They're almost like airplane incidents.
And you always have one relative you go, oh, I was hoping he wouldn't come.
I think that'd be me. And I'm going to be there early and leave late.
Yeah. You're the first one to get there,
and the last one to leave.
You start fingering all the food.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do these sandwiches not have crust?
Drinking all the stuff that's really personal stuff in the refrigerator.
Right.
So
you can do that.
Yeah, I've had relatives like that before. Let's do some history. How about it?
All right.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Well, the first one we can't read because there's music involved, but 68 years ago today, Brunswick Records released That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly and his group, the Crickets.
Didn't he die in a plane crash?
Yeah, him and
the Big Bopper.
The Big Bopper died in a small plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's because
currently has no movement or spontaneous respiration. He may require surgery to stabilize the upper spine in the near future.
Oh, is this Christopher Reeve? 30 years ago, horse riding accident, Charlottesville, Virginia. Christopher Reeve paralyzed from the neck down. 4 days later, he made it public, and there's really nothing that they could do. When did he passed away in 2004?
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, and that was a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, that whole thing was sad. He was Superman,
He was Superman.
And you expected him to be Superman forever.
Right. And when he gets hit in the head and,
Yeah.
Houses completely leveled to the ground, and a few buildings, larger government buildings that you've had the floors sort of pancaked on top of each other.
This was back in 2006, 19 years ago. A 6.3 magnitude earthquake in central Indonesia killed at least 5,800 people. Reporter Orlando Guzman said many towns were hit hard.
I bet they were, especially a 6.3.
Yeah, 6 point. That's pretty
up there.
Devastating, yeah.
Their souls speak to us. They ask us to look inward, to take stock of who we are.
9 years ago, Barack Obama became the first American president to visit Hiroshima. You might call it Hiroshima. It does not matter. The city where the U.S. dropped the first atomic bomb during World War II.
Yeah.
I am sorry to be using my barn voice in front of a lady, but I am riled up.
Wow.
That's a birthday cut.
Happy birthday, Jack McBrayer.
Yeah,
Don't
there
even
you
know
go.
who he was. 30 Rock. He played the excitable page Kenneth Parcell in 30 Rock.
Yes.
Happy birthday to him.
Yes. And our last birthday cut is Chris Colfer.
Yeah?
He's an actor singer. He's born on May 27, 1990. He's 35 today, just a young pup. We know him best as Kurt on Glee.
I never watched that show.
I never watched that show either.
No. Neither did my girls.
No.
So there you go. That's what's going on today in history.
It was a small percentage. Maybe it was a hit. I don't think it was, but it didn't last very long.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
And it had its own group of followers.
Followers, yes. I think Ann liked that.
Of
show.
course she did.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, I'll have Michelle Underwood, hopefully on the phone, and we'll be. She's the children's book author too.
Not only Laura Ingalls Wilder stuff, but a children's.
Yeah. She's a children's book author. We'll be dig into her,
portfolio.
her portfolio.
We'll dig. We'll do some digging.
We'll do that.
Right then.
We're coming right back with Dan and Beamer. Stick around, stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Ann is
She's in
probably
Cozumel.
12 leagues under the sea right now, but she's having a good time skin diving. Scuba diving.
It used to be
diving.
called skin
Yeah,
diving.
you can do
didn't it?
that. Yeah.
Did you have a wetsuit back in the day? You just had tanks on your back like Lloyd Bridges.
Right, and that was the thing to do. Joining me as a co-host this week is the Beamer.
Oh, here I am. Yeah,
from the morning show.
Anytime I can come over and help out while she's on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
I have to stay here till 10 anyway. Why not have some
Why
fun?
not? Yeah, have some fun with me. Anyway, we should have Michelle Underwood on the phone. Michelle, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Well, good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Now, you're up around Laura Ingalls country, aren't you?
I am. I actually live about 10 miles towards Springfield. So just a few miles from Mansfield, but I grew up in Mansfield and I do work at the museum.
Well, I was going to say, I had met you a few weeks ago at the Cherry Blossom Festival, and you love people, don't you? Because
I do.
You accommodated us so well, and somebody that smiles while they're talking to you, you can tell that they enjoy their life and enjoy what they do. So hats off to Michelle.
And that's why you gravitated towards her, and now she's here.
Probably.
Right?
Absolutely.
I'll tell you one thing, Michelle. My girls back in the day loved going up there and going through that whole Laura Ingalls. We went all through it. They were all Little House on the Prairie. I was Little House on the Prairie back in the day. I'm just glad they found it. And now you're writing books about it. Tell us about the book.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I did grow up in Mansfield many, many years ago, actually in the 70s and early 80s, and moved away, did my own thing, and then came back about 10 years ago, and couldn't believe it, but I actually got a job working at the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home and Museum, and my dream, a lot of Little House fans' dreams, is to actually work there. But I began working there. I do all kinds of things there. I sell tickets, work in the gift shop. But probably my favorite thing to do is to give tours of the farmhouse that Laura and Almanza lived in and the rock house that they lived in for just a short period of time. And so love working there. So I've been doing that since 2018. So
interesting. Now, all with that, you are a children's book author, is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I didn't write my book about Laura until just about a year and a half ago. But just feeling inspired, I'd always loved children's books and, kind of dabbled in them over the years, but just never really got serious about writing one and then trying to get it published. Just hadn't even thought about that. So just working at the Wilder Home and Museum, that very first year, our director decided to start a children's literature festival and name it after Laura, and so asked me to be a part of that. So I joined that committee and was part of that for about 3 years. And so being on that committee, I was around children's book writers and authors, and I just thought, wow, this is really cool. I'm really enjoying this. But just happened to connect with one children's book author from Alabama, and she and I just clicked for some reason. We just really got along, and so she asked me, if I've ever written anything, and I said, well, there's a story that I had written way back when my kids were little. And she's like, well, why haven't you published it? And I said, well, there's just, it's difficult. It's hard to get published. And
sure, yeah.
So she just happened to be an editor. She also is a professor at a college in Alabama. And she said, send me your story and we're going to get it published. And I was like, wow, okay.
Well, isn't that what you need? Don't you need someone to give you a boost? I mean, I've talked to a lot of authors in the past, and they've got thousands of ideas in their head for concepts for books, but they just don't. They're I guess it's fear of not knowing how to take the first step.
Yeah, it is. It is just the unknowing, and there's just so many things you have to do, process, and covers and editing, and just the whole procedure. It can be intimidating,
Yeah.
and I know it was for me. So yeah, just to have that person that had already done it, tell me, let me walk you through this.
Yeah, and for someone that's never done it, I mean, what do you do first?
Well, first you have to write the book, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
it seems to be almost that's almost the easy part, even though it's probably the hardest, right?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of is. You have that story, and like I did, you've got those stories just rolling through your mind, and you're like, I like that. That sounds good. But then actually putting it pen to paper, that's the kind of the hard part, really. So. I mean, I found that too. I mean, I would actually go back and edit myself, and I still do, just over and over and over. I'll do a paragraph, and I'll be like, "Wait a minute, let me figure that out a little differently." So
I've heard
hard.
I've heard from professional authors. They say you write everything that you can, and then you go back and edit it, and then you go back and edit it again, and then you cut some more, and then you cut some more.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes,
it's
almost it sure is.
It's almost like sending a text to like your ex or something. You got to be really careful. You got to edit it down. You got to edit it down.
You got to be really subtle.
You can't send it yet. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it's probably not that way, but when you look at it, and you got to edit, and then you got to think, okay, how can I redo this word or whatever?
Yeah.
And with a children's book, you've got to be careful.
Be really simple.
Well, doesn't everything have to rhyme?
Well, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean,
there's rhyming books. Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us about your children's book. I'm interested in that. What's the name of it, and what's the concept?
Well, I've got two children's books that have been published so far, but my first one was published in 2019, and the title of that is A Lion's Roar in a Can. So that was the idea, and the story that I pitched to my friend at the literature festival. And first it was called a Lion's Roar. Let's see, A Lion's Roar, or A Lion in a Can. I didn't even have the word roar in the title. It just made sense to me, a lion in a can. And the idea was a child goes to a zoo, and she goes with her grandmother and looks at all the animals, but is fascinated with the lion. And, as she watches him, he's roaring, his just big roar. And she's just thinking, if only she could take that roar home with her.
Oh, okay.
And then she could just listen to it whenever she wanted to. And so that's where, the child's imagination just comes in.
Yeah.
And so she goes home and devises a plan on how is she going to get that roar. And so she comes up with a plan that, she can take a can from her mother's cabinet and, take that with her and get her grandmother to take her back to the zoo again. And the minute the lion roars, then she's going to open that can.
She's going to capture it.
And capture it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she does. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Wouldn't that be great if we could do things like that?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
But for a child, they believe that. They absolutely don't think that it's impossible.
Right. Anything, in your imagination, anything is possible. So, that was a story that I had told my kids when they were little, when they were just small kids, and they liked me to make up the story. So, they loved that idea. And then I thought, well, I've got to, even with that fun imagination, there needs to be a lesson in there for children.
Yeah.
So the lesson ultimately is that, you can't always get what you want. It might hurt somebody. And ultimately in the story, the lion's sad, and no one knows why he's sad because he's not roaring. And so she realizes she's got to take it back.
The roar.
So,
okay, yeah.
So you took the roar. He didn't have any more roars.
No.
Okay.
She had taken it home. So he was just sitting there with with a sad face, and other people were coming to the zoo,
Oh.
and the radio station got involved, and they're like,
Oh, boy.
we don't know
He's
what
lost his
happened,
roar.
Yes,
That's
yes,
what a great premise to wrap that all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a bestseller.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but I need it.
It is to you, and I bet you it is a bestseller to the kids that read it. Growing up myself,
Yeah.
I love to read, and I don't know, but my kids did too. My kids growing up, they love to read everything, and I just let them go, because reading is the best for taking your mind on an adventure, and kids need that also with the storyline that you did so very well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And your second book is out?
The other children's book came out in 2022, and I basically took the same little girl, which her name is Claire, which just so happens to be my first granddaughter.
Of course.
Okay, of course it is, yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah. The best stories come from them. And it is called Claire, the Awesome, Amazing Adventurer Goes on Safari. So she is using that imagination again, and she likes to draw, likes to color and do art. And so when she is supposed to be taking a nap in her room, she just gets after it, and she just draws, and her imagination just goes wild. And so she draws some pictures of safari animals, because after visiting the zoo with her grandmother, she's like, where else do they live? Is this where they live in the zoo? And of course, grandmother says, well, if you ever went to Africa or on a safari, then you would see these animals where they naturally live. And so Claire takes that a little step further and decides, well, she's going to draw them, and then her imagination just blossoms, and her room turns into a safari.
Oh, boy.
And she is seeing the animals, and she's watching a zebra run across the plains, and sees a giraffe, eating leaves, and so she's just experiencing that whole African scene until she hears her mother call her from the other room, and then
it stops all of the
changes back.
Yeah, it's all over now. Yeah, so much for the imagination. Somebody's got to do dishes.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Where can people find these books, Michelle?
Well, my children's books are sold on Amazon.
Okay.
So
what would be the search word for that?
Well, if you just search Michelle Underwood,
okay,
it pulls them up. Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely. It pulls up all three of my books that are out there right now, and then of course there's the Laura book that I just did most recently.
And I wanted to come full circle around back to the Laura Ingalls Museum there. You wrote a behind the scenes book, right?
I did. Now working there, of course, just being in that atmosphere, around one of the greatest children's book writers and authors, in my opinion, in the world, Laura Ingalls Wilder, with the Little House books, that she did inspire me to ultimately write the children's books. But then just working there, I was, as I give tours, we get so many questions. We have like 20 minutes to give a tour of a house. And, of course, we can't possibly cover everything on that tour. Uh-huh. So there's lots of questions afterwards, so many questions. And, it's the same ones basically over and over, just different things. What's upstairs? And, what's that? And, all these things. Why did Laura and Almanzo come to Mansfield in the first place? All of these different things. And my publisher had actually, and he's an independent publisher, and he had been asking me, why haven't you written a book about Laura Ingalls Wilder? And so I had told him in the past, well, they've all been done. What am I going to write? There's lots of great authors out there, and I've met a couple of them, and I'm like, they know what they're doing, so I don't know what I could bring to the table. And so with hearing all those questions, it finally dawned on me one day. I was like, I have those answers, so why not just put them in a book?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah.
And so as I began, and it started off just with, okay, I'm going to do a small a small booklet of some sort just to answer a lot of these questions. And it kind of morphed from that. It became a lot more because I began to tell the story of how the Wilders came to Mansfield, the whole reason for coming and what they experienced. But then I shared my life and my personal experience of coming to Mansfield and what that felt like and what that meant growing up in the same town that Laura did, that she lived in for 63 years. So, I kind of weave my story in a little bit with Laura's story in the beginning. And I throw in little anecdotes and little funny comments and stuff. But then I just wanted to give the reader a full experience of coming to Rocky Ridge Farm. I thought, if someone does come, then if they have my book, then they're going to know what to look for.
Sure. Yeah.
And, a lot of those different things that we don't point out or we don't mention unless somebody asks. Well, if they read that, then they know to look for those things. And so then I take the reader then downtown in Mansfield. And just being there for so long as a young person, I knew the people that had, lived there, some of the older people that a couple of them remembered Laura, actually knew Laura, and then other old-timers had their little stories and things they remembered. And so I thought, I can go to those people. I can
Sure.
talk to those people.
Get a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I kind of really got into learning the history of Mansfield and, how it was formed and what was going on and what attracted the Wilders to come and, just all of that. So I just
And a lot of that
everything.
is in the book? A lot of this is in the book?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. Yeah. So it's actually
yeah.
a behind the scenes, and you've delved into some of the actual people with eyewitnesses of Laura when
Yes.
she was there. And
Yes,
this book
yes.
is available also on Amazon. And
It is.
now, what are the hours there at the Laura Ingalls Museum?
Well, we're there Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. And then on Sundays, we don't open up until 12:30 and open till 5.
Okay.
And season-wise, we open March 1st, and then our last day for the season is November 15th.
Okay.
And then we close for about 3 months for the winter to do cleaning and all kinds of stuff. And then that's when my role changes, and I work with the curator to clean the artifacts.
Oh,
So,
okay.
that's really exciting. And I put a lot of that in the book, too, of cleaning the artifacts. And there's a whole chapter on famous people that have visited the farm over all the many years. You'd be surprised all the amazing famous people that come to see these homes, including the Little House on the Prairie cast members.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was going to say that I encourage people to come up during that time in Mansfield and check out the museum and check you out. Is your book there?
It is.
You get to sell it there
in the bookstore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also sold at I believe it's 4 other of Laura's sites.
Okay.
The one in
Well, good.
Pepin, Wisconsin, they carry it.
Well, they got a
Walnut
seal of
Grove
approval
carries it.
then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I love it.
Well, I think Beamer has really enjoyed listening to the stories because we love history here in the Ozarks, and there's a
Great,
lot of history here to talk about, and we sure appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we take a break?
Well, no, I've just really enjoyed myself, and I appreciate you guys having me on. I thank you so much, and come out and visit us. And, and if I'm working, stop by, and I'll have my name tag on that says Michelle. I'm the only Michelle there, so say hello if you heard me on the radio.
All right. Hey, thanks, Michelle. If somebody's out there got a child, what age group would your books appeal to?
Any age, Dan. That'd be any age.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any
All right. But buy one for your grandfather.
There you go. Yeah, Father's Day's coming up, and The Graduate, and all.
There you
the
go.
whole 9
Perfect.
yards. They would love.
Perfect gift.
Michelle, thank you.
Michelle, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We're going
Have
to
good
take
day.
a
Bye-bye.
quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more zany craziness for you from around the table. Stay with us. Welcome back to Around the Table. Just listening to some travel stories.
Yes, I have a few.
Yeah.
When you travel, you have a few stories.
Well, when you go back to and you visit the old friends, you like to prank them a little bit if they don't know you're coming.
Right.
And that's
Right.
what you were telling me you did.
No, I did. I have a friend named Mikey, and he was a good friend. And in fact, his parents owned the home that my brother and I rented before we bought a house. And he would go water skiing with us. His parents had a panaderia, which is a Mexican bakery. Panaderia. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
A Mexican bakery, quite like this one up the street. And she would make us burritos before we went water skiing and stuff. So I walked up to his house. It was 7:15 in the morning. And I'd missed my freeway, so I thought, well, I'll go through the valley. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go by Mikey's house. My friend Vince told me exactly where it was because I could drive around that valley, and it's changed so much. You could go up and down every street, and all the houses look the same.
Yeah.
So I found his house, and I'm sitting out there. Should I go see Mikey? Should I go to the door? What am I going to do? Somebody walked out to get the newspaper, and I just got out of the car and said, excuse me, sir. I don't know, a friend that used to live here I'm kind of looking for. Oh, really? Who's that? And I said, I'm Mike Hernandez. He says, I'm Mike Hernandez. And I said...
He didn't recognize you.
No. I said, Kevin Beeman. Oh, first he pooped his pants, and then we hugged. So
good.
It was great. We had
the last time he saw you, you weighed a lot more, right?
Oh yeah. And so he wouldn't have. It's been a long time. Mid-90s, easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I just walked up like I normally would any morning to his house to pound on his door, and there he was, same house that his parents lived in. They passed away. He just took it over. They still got the Kittredge house where his sister lived. So yeah, you know what? It was very, very cool.
Oh, good.
I said,
Good. Glad you had that time.
Let's go ambush Mikey, and it worked.
Now, did you feel like a teenager? You need to get out and soap windows and
none of that stuff. But in the San Fernando Valley where I lived for many, many years, born and raised, everything's a strip mall. Everything's a corner market. Everything's got a liquor store, a massage parlor. What else did we say? A nail salon. Every corner. It doesn't liquor store. It doesn't 7-Eleven, Jack in the Box. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But some things still look the same. Some of them don't. But it was a good trip with.
Do you feel like you like to go back and live there again?
No. Are you kidding me?
That's a visiting place.
It is a visiting place. Yeah, it's all gone to heck in a handbasket.
Yeah. Well, we need to talk a little bit about some of the events that are happening pretty soon. This Saturday, there's going to be a Hope Cottage's Painting Day.
Oh.
You ever heard about the Painting Day?
Let's have a day where everybody paints together.
Yeah, they're looking for volunteers. This is a fun way to paint. It's going to be on Saturday, May 31st from 8 a.m. It's going to start at 8 a.m. This is at 106 South Hickory Street. It says adopt a cottage to paint or just volunteer. Bring your paint brushes and rollers to help out.
Oh, this is not a painting day. This is a painting. You're going to be painting some walls, bro.
They're going to feed you, though.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Let's go.
There's always an exchange, right?
Lunch provided for all painters. Please call ahead to sign up because they may have more brushers than rollers.
More
brushing people than rolling people.
Right. I'd like to roll.
Yeah. You can give them a call at 870-204-5602 for more information. If that number doesn't, no one answers there is another number. Bob Klassen. 214-384-4920 if you want to call them. And then also we need to mention also that the Paradise Cream's got their summer hours.
Yeah, and we're getting low in the freezer there.
Paradise Cream, we're getting low in the freezer. We're getting low in the freezer.
Chocolate peanut butter.
Pints only.
That's right. Oh, I eat so much ice cream. I have to stop. I eat a lot of ice cream. Anyway, they're open 3 to 8 Monday through Wednesday and Thursday through Saturday, noon to 8, Sundays noon to 7. They've got 30 flavors. I am going to try them all, even if it's a spoonful each. We have rum raisin left, salt, sea salt caramel, and the key lime.
Oh, key lime. I like key lime.
I took a couple bites this morning just to get back in the swing.
Did you use a spoon or did you squeeze the bottom?
No, I used the spoon. I will be reclaiming my title as the ice cream eating contest winner at the 4th of July thing.
You did that last year.
Yes, I have to redo my thing. So Paradise Cream, homemade quality ice cream right there.
Cream. Think cream when you go buy it because it's full of cream.
Yes, it is.
Really
and
good.
It's right across from Pizza Hut. Go see them.
Valley Springs is having a foundation golf tournament May 31st at 9 a.m. Holiday Hills Golf Course up there in Branson. Support the Valley Springs Foundation with a round of golf. Two-person scramble teams will play 18 holes. Cost is $100 per player. Includes cart and lunch. Ooh, a cart.
Oh, that's half the deal right there.
Yeah, okay, cart and a lunch. Prizes, cash prizes, $5 mulligans and $200 closest to the pin. All proceeds go to the Valley Springs Foundation. If you want to pre-register, call Kirby at 870-577-1926 or mcdonaldkirby@gmail.com.
All right.
And also, Creekside Amp, we can talk about that concert coming up June the 27th.
Tyler Farr.
Yes.
Sadie Bass.
Yep.
Chris Luno and the White Buffalo.
Yeah.
So that looks like to be a
Chris,
great...
Chris, you got to take your hat off to Chris. He has one of the most recognizable and unique, awesome voices.
Yep.
Around.
Yep.
I mean, he could.
He belts it out.
He does.
He belts it out.
And that's coming June 27th. Gates open at 5. Show starts at 6. The new Creekside Amp. The stage should be finished by then.
Yeah.
And that's right behind Creekside.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, they have one coming up in July, too, July 25th.
I didn't know about that one.
Saving Abel, Royal Lynn, and Heavy Wrecker are going to be playing. Yeah, and I'm going to
Heavy Wrecker's a good band.
I'm going to be in California. So
And then also Horseshoe Bend Canyon Ranch has their summer camp from June the 11th through the 15th and also July 16th through the 20th. Day price is $290. Cabin rates 50% off, ages 10 and up. Lunch and dinner included, 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. Limited availability. Call them at 800-480-9635. And I think that's it. We got to take a break. We're getting behind.
I'm
here.
leaving. I have to go to the wound care doctor.
Okay. All right.
I will see you tomorrow morning.
All righty.
Thanks. I had a great time. I'm looking forward to the next 3 days, Dan.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
And I'll be right back. Stay around. And welcome back to Around the Table. I'm going solo for the next few minutes. Thanks so much for tuning in on this Tuesday. Beamer will be back tomorrow morning with me, and we'll run out the week with him. And then Ann should be coming back on, I think she's coming back Monday, I think. We'll find out. But anyway, hope you guys had a good Memorial Day. Today is sunscreen day, because that painful shade of red doesn't suit you. Last week, a new study found that white spray-on sunscreen is very effective. Those tiny particles of zinc oxide can do a number on your lungs if you breathe them in. So be careful about spraying that sunscreen in and breathing in those toxic fumes. Also, they found that some of the sunscreen with very high SPFs are only effective in lab tests, and it doesn't perform much better than the SPF 15. So you don't need to buy anything better than a SPF 15. And if you burn easy, probably ought to put it on quite often. It's also National Grape Popsicle Day. Get your grape on and enjoy a purple frozen treat. Just remember not to wear anything white, or you'll get that purple all over you. National Cellophane Tape Day. You know, Scotch tape, it was invented in 1930 as a way to seal plastic bread bags, but bakers hated it. Also, 3M sold it as an office supply. Instead, it really took off during the Great Depression as a cheap way to mend things together around the house. And did you know Scotch tape was nothing to do with Scotland? Back in the 30s, people called you Scotch if you were cheap. So it was probably a cheap item to buy back then, calling it Scotch tape. And then it's Scripps National Spelling Bee Finals starting tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, be 7 p.m. on our channel. Ion TV, tonight is the finals of the annual Scripps National Spelling Bee, which has now been around for 100 years. Last year, 12-year-old Bruhat Soma was crowned the champ after correctly spelling 29 words in 90 seconds during a winner-take-all lightning round. This year, they've changed the rules to replace the spell-off with a proper overtime, and as long as it doesn't go too late, it is a school night after all. So, well, that's it for us. Thank you so much for being here on the show. We will get to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.